Good morning. Welcome back to the 2023 Values Conference, everybody. Welcome back to the 2023 Values Conference, everybody. All right, my name is Kathy Thomas. I'm the Director for Neighborhood Services. So glad to be back in the house. I get the honor of introducing our first keynote speaker this morning. This morning's guest is a critically acclaimed keynote speaker, author, and award-winning teacher and coach. Willie Spears has excited audiences with his energetic, relatable, and educational presentations. And through his social media presence, weekly editorials, and 14 books, he has become one of the country's most sought-after speakers. As founder of the Willie Spears Experience, he has added value to several successful organizations, including the Southern Company, State Farm, Alan and Jean Miller Center in Alberta, Canada, and dozens of universities, schools, and teams. Willie has been featured on CNN, Fox, HBO, ESPN, and several regional television stations. He hails from my most recent vacation spot, Panama City Beach, Florida. Come on, y'all, give it up for Mr. Willie Spears.
That's my cousin, Kathy Thomas. Good to see you, cuz. Some of y'all jealous of our tan. Please don't hate. I've been working on this for years. I want to tell you, it's so great to be here. So thankful to your mayor, who's been so nice and generous. She told me that I look handsome today, and then I realized she wears glasses, so I didn't know if she could really see me or not. But to all 6 members of the city council, I want to thank them and thank Robin, Brian, and Jeff, and Susie, and Nikki, and so many others that help us get here today with our team. It's been great. I want to tell you, it's my first time ever coming to Las Vegas. First time ever. And I don't know how to say this. I know it's a live feed, but I'm never going back home. I called my wife. She unfortunately was good with it. I don't understand that, but I said I love it. I mean, it's so clean. It's so clean. So can we give the operation and maintenance a big hand for what they do in your city? I was eating French fries and I dropped it on the ground, Mary. I just picked it right back up. I mean, it was clean. And so it's good to be here. Now, one reason I'm not going back home is because I gambled a little bit last night and won't be able to pay the mortgage, won't be able to send my daughter to college, won't be able to pay the car note. But other than that, I'm having a great time here in your lovely city. I think it's great that you're doing this. I think it's great that you're taking time to show your workers that you appreciate them. Do you know, I do some counseling, the number one thing mentioned when men get a divorce is she didn't appreciate me. She didn't say thank you. She took me for granted. The same is true when it comes to the working environment. So the fact that you're taking time away and giving winners cash money and days off, who wouldn't want to work for the city of Las Vegas? Are you kidding me? And so you all have a great team. They're looking good, looking sharp. I looked them all up. I said, man, you got to be somebody to work for the city of Las Vegas. Today I want to talk to you about some things that you already know and just try to help you get 1% better on your job every single day. There are several teams in this area. A buddy of mine named Champ Kelly, he's the assistant general manager for the Raiders. And so I was excited when I was coming down. I said, hey, man, we can hang out. He said, no, we can't. It's draft time, so we can't hang out. He said, you can ride by, look at the stadium, and keep driving. So I got some pictures while I was driving. I see the police out here. I want to apologize. If you saw me, it's a rental car, so good luck trying to figure out who was driving. But I heard y'all getting a new baseball team. The Oakland A's are coming to Vegas. Y'all keep doing what you do. I think that's the 24th team you've stolen from Oakland in the last 3 years. Again, it's none of my business, but y'all they little league baseball teams better watch out. Y'all getting everybody. And so when you look at great teams, the Aces, and you look at the Lights, and you look at all these great teams, your hockey team, the first year in existence, the first year you go to the Stanley Cup Finals. Give yourself a big hand for that. That's amazing. The problem with that, though, is where do you go from there? That's why me and my wife, when we were on our honeymoon, we went to the convenience store. Because I want to make sure Like, if you go to Vegas for your honeymoon, what are you going to go to next year? And so we're on year 20, and if she act right, we may come to Vegas. We may come. But what you have done as a community has changed the way the world sees you even more. You are the most diverse city in our entire country, and people save up for an entire year to spend a weekend right here in Las Vegas. And so that's a great thing. But what's even greater is what you do for your own citizens. Over 650,000 people live here, and they have a safer community, a better environment. They have a better place to live because of all the hard work that you do. So one more time, please give yourself a big hand for making this such a great place. We all know in order to be a great team that we have to live out this acronym, together everyone achieves more. We can do so much more together, so much more. Kathy was talking about diversity and inclusion and equity. It's so important to understand that you don't know everything. No one knows everything. Now, my son, he thinks he knows everything. But I told my wife, we should have got a dog, but she wanted to have another child. Are you guys familiar with this term, Netflix and chill? Are you familiar? Yeah, we should have just Netflixed that night, no chill. We should have. Now we got two teenagers in the same house. 3 o'clock in the morning, he's in the pantry, sound like a big rodent. It's just I don't understand. His bathroom smell like we have a football team living with us. I don't get it. I said, son, did you eat all my Oreos? Oh, I didn't know you wanted them. I didn't know you want. Why did I buy them if I didn't want them? My wife touched me on the arm the other night. I said, stop playing. Stop, go to your side, stop. She said, what? I texted him. I said, come in here real quick. He's very, very, very bony. If the police saw him, they would think we didn't feed him. We would get arrested. But he worked out twice and took 2 protein shakes, so he thinks he's big. So he comes in the room, what you want, Dad? I said, look at your child. My wife said, you're right. Good night. But if we work together, we can achieve so much more. So when you talk about inclusion, we're going to talk about it a little bit today, but when you talk about the greatness that we all bring to the table, I have experiences that you don't have, and you have experiences that I don't have. We need everyone's input to make us so much better. I see my man Nick brought his own support team with him. All right. Nick had some people with clappers in the audience. I saw him do like this, and then he did this. They raised the clappers and started clapping. I said, man, he's good. But he made a key statement. He said, I want to thank Tim Parks for having faith in me and giving me a chance. Could you imagine what could happen if we had faith in our workers and gave them a chance? They can bring so much more to the table. And so I want to encourage you. Give yourself a hand for that. If you're a supervisor, I want to encourage you to realize there's some MVPs on your team that you don't know about because you won't give them a chance to shine. Everybody can't be Steph Curry. Everybody can't be LeBron. There's some role players that can do some great things if you just give them a shot. And I want to tell you, if you're not a supervisor, be ready. So if you're ready now, you don't have to get ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So you need to be chomping at the bit, waiting for an opportunity to show them what you can do. You need the person that comes in early and stays late. The person that realizes that doing extra is our norm. That I work for the city of Las Vegas, so by nature, I am a great employee. And when my opportunity comes, I'm going to show the world. And so I want to commend you for doing this today, but also you supervisors, you leaders, find that diamond in the rough. Anything that's valuable is hard to find. Pearls are hard to find. Oil, hard to find. Diamonds, hard to find. My son, homework, hard to find. Anything of value is hard to find. And so you have some valuable employees in your group. I want to encourage you to find them and give them an opportunity to shine. Now, today we're going to be talking about your team. So we talked about all those other teams. Today we're talking about your team, how valuable your team is, how every day we want you to win the championship. We want you to hold the trophy. When teams are great, it helps everyone. When teams do what they're supposed to do, the entire city smiles. Right across the street is a courthouse. When people go in that courthouse, it's usually the worst day of their life. The worst day of their life. Not because they're guilty. It may be their nephew that they're coming to be there to support, but they had to take off work. They may be waiting for some news that may be good or bad. And it's your job to make sure those customers, because that's what they are, have the best day possible because it may be the worst day of their life. What a tremendous job. That's not easy. I believe you've been hand-selected to do what only you could do. Your gifts and your talents make us all better. And so this team is the team we're going to focus on today. What I've learned a long time ago is there's value in teams. I was a coach for a long time. I coached many sports. I've been an athletic director. I coached college football. I was a head football coach of 7 high schools. And I was blessed to win a national championship and a county championship, a state championship, all these championships. And I've been coach of the year 4 times. And every time I was coach of the year, I happened to have some great players. What a coincidence. And so they gave me this award, Coach Spears, you're the best coach we've ever had. You're so awesome. This guy named Brady Allman, he wrote in an article, he said, if you want to win, you hire Willie Spears, you give him a hat and a whistle and get out of the way. Man, I was feeling myself. I was feeling good. We went to the Final Four that year. I took over a team that was 1-9. You couldn't tell me anything. I go to the convenience store. I say, you know who I am. They say, no, we don't. It's $14.95. Would you give us some money, please? But I was feeling myself. 2 years later, my team went 1-9. We won 1 game. This same sports writer wrote, whose idea was it to hire Willie Spears? Same guy. I'm saying, man, go look at your files. You 2 years ago, you were talking good about me. When I realized the leader is only as good as his team. They thought I could coach when I had good players. The reason that Las Vegas is so good, so amazing, and everyone wants to come here is because of the team. The leaders are out front. The leaders are the ones that seem the most, but the team is what makes everything go. You got to have a great team. LeBron James, a great basketball player. Oh, man, the last 2 years, he didn't make the playoffs. So it doesn't matter how great you are. You got to have a great team behind you. You got to have a great team. So everyone is important. That pinky toe that you have right now, some of y'all have it out. I seen a lady earlier. You don't need to do that, ma'am. Cover your toes. I wasn't going to say anything, but I was like, why would she do that? Why would she do that? On purpose? She don't have any shoes. I didn't understand. But that pinky toe is important. Everything's important. I worked at a school once, and over the summer, the custodians didn't work. We didn't know that. We took the custodians for granted until we realized how important their job was. All of a sudden, it's spoiled milk everywhere. Rats walking around talking about, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. And so everyone's job is important. So let's make sure we don't look down on anyone. Let's make sure we don't walk up by somebody on the stairs and not speak. We're on this thing together. Together, everyone achieves more. I learned that. Now, when you talk about the city of Las Vegas, I'm going to tell you this. I'm taking pictures everywhere. I'm like the super tourist. Like, I'm that guy that gets on your nerves. I know, Kathy, because I see y'all in Panama City. Y'all get on our nerves. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Drive. Why are you driving so slow? Look at the palm trees. Can you just drive? So I'm looking at the cactuses yesterday. This is awesome. I'm going live. Probably going to get arrested. It's not a good thing. I'm not proud of it. But look at my live feed on social media. People know I'm in Vegas. What I found a long time ago is when you work with people, sometimes you get angry. Stuff happens. Somebody gets on your nerves. You may get mad. I want to encourage you to, when you get mad, to think of MAD as an acronym for making a difference. What you do every day, you make a difference. And unfortunately, people aren't dying to tell you that. You're not getting a phone call, or Sarah, I have a caller line too. Hi, you don't know me, but I just want to tell you you're doing a great job. Have a good day. That doesn't happen often. You get the complaints, they call quick. When you look at customer service for any national organization, you go down their website, it says contact us, and some of them have a complaint area. They don't have a kudos area, tell us how good we did area, because we expect the complaints. I want to encourage you to let your coworkers know how good of a job they're doing, to remind them that they're doing a good job. Tell them they're doing a good job. When your mayor lied to me a few minutes ago and told me I look good, it made my day. I know she saw all this gray hair, but she act like she didn't, and I appreciate that. When I worked in education, you could tell a young man that his shoes look nice, and you got him. Say, man, I like your shoes. I like your boots. Where you get those from? You tell a woman her hair looks nice. I've never seen a woman, when you say your hair look nice, and she responds by saying, don't you ever say that to me again. Don't you ever tell me my hair looks nice. No. They're waiting for the compliment. They're waiting. And please compliment my wife. That's one reason we couldn't pay the mortgage last month. So please tell her hair looks nice. But remember, you make a difference. What you do changes people's lives. The way that you communicate with people, the way that you communicate with the people you work with. So today I want to talk to you not about the customers that you serve, but about the people you work with. The team that you are with every single day. That team has the ability to make or break your day. And the reason is because you're all family. And so as you serve these 650,000 citizens in this community, I want you to also realize that you serve each other. and it's important not to overlook each other. And so no matter who you are today, if you're in the mayor's office or your city manager, the city attorney, the city auditor, the city clerk, communications department, community development, economic and urban development, finance department, fire and rescue, government and community affairs, human resources, innovative technology, municipal court, neighborhood services, park recreation, cultural affairs, public safety, public works, youth development and social initiatives, and all of the above. If I said your name, give yourself a big hand. My man Nick made me want to join the public works team. I put an application in online while I was up back there sitting down. As long as y'all don't check references and background, I get the job. I'm here to commend you on the things that you've done and hopefully give you one nugget to help you do a little bit better. So before we go into the 5 daily habits of high-performing teams, I want to talk to you about the importance of being kind, committed, and smart. When you're kind, committed, and smart, that means you care about other people. Everyone deserves respect. Everyone. It doesn't matter what their religious beliefs are, what their personal beliefs are. If they're breathing, they deserve respect. I don't know where we get this adage, I will respect you if you respect me. No, if you're a human, you deserve respect. We're all on the same team. We're all on the same team. And so if together everyone achieves more, I have to realize that I'm on the team with this person, and if they succeed, I succeed. If they fail, I fail. So I want everyone to succeed. And I can do that by being kind, being committed, and being smart. What does it mean to be kind? That seems so simple. I speak in schools often, and when I speak in elementary schools, they say, would you talk to them about being kind? So if you're kind, that means you're caring, you're empathetic, you're courteous, and you're service-oriented, and you're patient. I quit a job once because I didn't have a kind administrator. My father was suffering through prostate cancer, and I had to miss work every Monday to go to treatment with him, and my boss didn't care. And so since he didn't care, I didn't want to work there anymore. He wasn't kind. It's important to be kind. I have 2 children, Taylor and Kenneth. I told you about Kenneth. He's a mistake. I mean, he's great. I mean to say he's great. That's what I mean. His problem is he's just like me. That's the problem. I love my son. We're just alike. And so that's good and bad. So what people don't know is my son has Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease is a horrible disease that attacks the lining of your intestines. And there's ulcers on his intestine. When he was 13 years old, he weighed 53 pounds. My daughter is type 1 diabetic. She has to give herself insulin shots 4 or 5 times a day. I had never heard of type 1 diabetes. I didn't even know what that was. Juvenile diabetes, what is that? The reason I'm telling you that is because if I work with you, I need someone that's kind. I don't need someone to coddle me and walk me around and feel sorry, have pity on me. But if you say, how's your family? That means a lot to me. If you say, hope everything's going okay. My daughter just won prom queen at Arnold High School on Panama City Beach. You passed right by, prom queen, yeah. My wife won prom queen 20-some years ago. So my daughter's feeling herself. She's feeling good. She said, Dad, I look good, don't I? I said, you look all right. Dad, you don't think I look good? I said, your date thinks you look good. Well, yes, he does. I said, that's a problem. Hope he has life insurance. It's important to understand that you have the potential to make someone's day just by being kind to them, asking about their family. You don't have to go into a deep dive and learn everything about their family. What's their social security number? What year did they graduate high school? Do you have a yearbook? No, we don't need all that. But by you just asking, or you can see someone's mood has changed, and you say, is everything okay? Can I bring you a water? That goes a long way in the work environment. Impact is more important than income. You can give me a raise, I'm just going to buy another pair of shoes. You can give me a raise, I'm just going to buy another outfit. But if you show that you care about me, then I want to stay there. I will turn down another job that will pay me more money because I want to be around you. On Panama City Beach, my daughter works at Pineapple Willie's, and she loves it. I think she makes $13 an hour as a hostess. She worked at Crocs. She made $14.50 an hour, full benefits. She quit. She worked at a place called Dave & Buster's. She made tips every night, $100 a night. She quit. I said, Tay, why in the world would you leave those jobs with all that money and go to Pineapple Willie's? She said, Dad, at Pineapple Willie's, they care about me. They notice when I get my hair done. They make a comment about it. This is an 18-year-old kid who understands the value of being kind. She has a bubbly personality, and when she's in a bad mood, she was up for homecoming queen and she didn't win. And when she came to work, she was kind of down, and they could tell. And they said, don't worry, you're our queen. They gave one of those fake Burger King hats. She thought she was doing something. And so being kind goes a long way. I want you to ask yourself this: am I kind? If we had a report card today, what grade would you give yourself? Better yet, what grade would your coworkers give you? Are you kind? It's not hard to be kind. It doesn't cost any money. And you can fake it. Some of y'all faking it right now. You sleep saying, yeah, he's doing good. Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good. I want to encourage you to be kind. I want to encourage you to be committed. I want to encourage you to be all in. We've all been in dating relationships. Could you imagine dating someone and they said, listen, I'm going to tell you up front, I'm not really with all the commitment. Plus your sister's hot, so just in case this don't work out. You will walk away from that guy after slapping him. Like, you would not be around that. But we want you to be committed to what we're doing here. Committed to the initiatives that we have. Committed to our core values of being kind, of being smart, and being committed. When you're committed, you're all in. You're dedicated to excellence. You're determined to succeed. See, people who are committed don't give up. I've written 14 books, but I've had several publishing houses tell me my writing wasn't good enough. So they turned me down. I've been teacher of the year, but I failed the teacher certification exam the first time I took it. I majored in communications. I didn't major in education. I went back and got a master's degree in education. But when I first took the test, it was 7 parts, and I didn't pass all 7 parts. But I didn't give up. Steph Curry is the greatest to ever shoot the three-point ball, but he misses half of them. The shots you don't take are the ones you're going to miss. I want to encourage you to be committed, to not give up, to be all in, to give everything you have. You have a special talent that we need. So your time, your talent, your treasures, we need those here. Don't hold back on us. Be all in. I used to work for Disney Cruise Line, and when I worked for Disney, they would tell us, every idea you have is our idea. I was like, what's going on? Why would they say that? Well, they realize we hire talented people, and they may come up with something that can help us in the long run. You're here because you're talented. You're here because you're the cream of the crop. You're here because you're the best. Don't hold back. Be all in. When you're committed, you show up to work on time. When you're committed, you dress appropriately. When you're committed, you respect authority. When you're committed, you do the things that you're asked to do. When it comes to evaluations and when it comes to expectations, you knock it out of the park. And so if we were grading you today, what would be your grade when it comes to being committed? Are you a person that has 1 foot in and 1 foot out? Or are you really committed? Are you all in? If you're all in, everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. My girl, was it Kathy that won the first award? I'm trying to borrow some money so I can get her names right. Christy. So Christy Garnis, she said, I'm tired because we've been up here getting this right for you all. She's all in. I don't even know it, but it's written all over her. And then she made this statement. She said, love and passion for our community. That's what she said. I have a love and passion for our community. She said, I am excited to be here today just like I was when I came here in 2000. Wow. I've been married 20 years. I know Tanika is not as excited today as she was 20 years ago. I already know. I just don't want her to tell me, but I know. It's important to understand that that's the type of people that you want to hang around. You know how hard it is to hire somebody and train them? You work for the government. It takes about 6 months just to upload them, just to get them on board. I mean, just to get started. By the time you learn their name, it's been 8 months. I just got my passport yesterday. Yeah, we know. I've been here 8 months. Yeah, that's nothing. Be quiet. And so we have to keep people. It costs too much money to keep hiring new people. How do you keep people? You're kind. You're committed. The last one is smart. If you're in this room, you're no dummy. You're smart. What does it mean to be smart? Smart means you do what you know you're supposed to do. Not book smart. People think I'm smart. I say, I read 2 books a month. Not really. I have Audible. I listen to 2 books a month on the plane. And sometimes I'm paying attention, and sometimes it's just talking to me. But when you're smart, you show good judgment in decisions and actions. You do the right thing at the right time, and you have situational awareness, maintaining healthy emotions. Smart people know, I could go off on you. I want to go off on you. But I'm at work, and I got to pay the light bill. So I'm not going to go off on you. But you got one more time. So if you're smart, you realize the decisions you make today determine your tomorrow. Smart people think about the future. Smart people think, the decision I'm making now, how will it impact my future? So I have to make smart decisions. I told my son, he used to work at Publix, I said, son, they're going to fire you. You think? Yes, I do. But it's not your fault, it's their fault for hiring you in the first place. You showed up to the interview with some Dickie pants on with holes and stains all in them, a shirt looked like a tablecloth, and some Chuck Taylors with fire flames on the side. And you got the job. That's on them, baby. That's not on you. It's not your fault. He said, what you trying to say, Dad? I said, you're not the smartest cookie in the pantry. Because he showed up right on time every single day. Every single day. Then when he's late, he want to blame traffic. Now, we live right behind this place. And so I told him, I said, here's the problem, son. You have my last name. So ask for a new name tag with just your name on it. You're not Kindred Spirits anymore. You just, that's all we're going with. That's it. And so if you're smart, you make decisions based on the future, not based on the present moment. So when it comes to employee engagement, when it comes to making sure that we're in this thing together, as a leader, think about appreciating your workers as we're doing today. Think about asking them about their skills and what they bring to the table. Give them opportunities to further their education or get training so they can move up in their job. Give rewards like you did today. All right? And so we have armed guards outside for the 2 winners. If anybody thinking about taking that check, you don't do it. It's made out to them and it's sealed. And I saw a bunch of police when I walked in. So all those things matter. Those things help. Promotions, those things go a long, long way. I was blessed to be in a Zoom call with the CEO of Chick-fil-A, Mr. Kathy, a few months ago, and it was a small group of us, and I was really shocked. I love to talk, but I was afraid if I opened my mouth, they may realize this guy's crazy. And so I didn't say anything. But when he talked about the values of Chick-fil-A and how they run their organization, it blew me. It was so simple. But the biggest thing they do well is employee engagement. They make sure they engage their employees. There's no big I's and little U's. Everybody is important. I want to commend you on doing a good job of that, and I want to prompt you to keep doing the good work. Now, if we think about it, we spend more time at work than we do anywhere else. We're here more than anywhere. So think about how much time you're at home and how much time you're at work. You're here more than anywhere else. You're here more than you sleep. You're supposed to sleep 8 hours a night. You don't get 8 hours. You're on TikTok for 4 hours, so you don't get 8 hours. All right, so I want you to think about all the time you spend right here or in your office or wherever you're located. So your true family are the people you work with. Now, your blood family's at home, but when you get home, a lot of women, well, I'm going to say my wife, she goes in a room and watches, not Lifetime, but Hallmark. And this is no judgment, but she's seen each show 5 times each. And I haven't seen the show, but I know how it ends. There's going to be this guy that she dated in high school. He moved away to take a job somewhere. He's coming back in town for the Christmas picnic. And they're going to hang out. But she's engaged to another guy that she really doesn't love. This guy looks really good. He got muscles and a mustache. And he's looking really good. He's been in the tanning bed all week. And she says, I just don't know what to do. I'm torn. I really like Kyle, but I'm engaged to Mark. And my wife's like this. I wonder what's going to happen next. You know what's going to happen next. They already showed this one. It just was different people. And so she go, and I'm in the living room. I'm watching SportsCenter. In her mind, you already seen this. I said, no, it's a different game. No, it's the same game. It's a different game. So we all have our things. The kids go in the room. They're on their devices. So if you really calculated the time you spend with people, it's most of the people you work with. And so that makes these people your family. Family has an acronym. Forget about me, I love you. So if they're your true family, you care more about them than you do yourself. You're not selfish. You help them out. Can I get you a water? Once a week, I'm going to get something to eat. You want me to bring you something? That goes a long way. I know you're hoping they say no, but you got to ask them anyway. Him going to Jimmy John's, you want something? He's like, say no, say no, say no, say no, say no, say no. Or you send a text as you're walking out of Jimmy John's. Oh, you must have just got it. I've been sending that to you. I'm sorry. Maybe next time. It's the thought that counts. You know what you were doing. But your family, this is your family right here. This is your family. And I know this, not trying to make fun of anyone, but we all have that crazy uncle. You in here. You in here? Yeah. Whenever we get paid, the next day you're going to be kind of a little different. We all have that uncle. That know what? Don't tell anybody we related to us. But that's work. We got to have one. You got a clown. You got the person on your job that tried to one-up everybody. You got a story, they got a better story. I went down the other night. I won $2,000. You're lying. You're lying. Somebody got to come in. I won $3,000 8 years ago. We're not even talking to you. Everyone has that person in their family. Everyone does. And so this is your family, flaws and all. Embrace it. This is where you spend most of your time. And so you might as well realize the value of family. Now, this is my wife, Tanika, all right? We've been married 20 years. Now, you don't get to hear her side of the story. You get to hear the truth because I'm here and she's not. That girl chased me all around Rutherford High School. I was like, man, stop, you so thirsty. Stop. Finally, I was like, what? Yes, okay, yes. That's my version of the story. All right. So Tanika and I, this is our family. This is a couple years ago when I liked his hair. I don't like it now. I don't know why teenagers mess their hair up all the time. But anyway, so this is my family. And it's sad that as an employee, I spend more time at work than I do with my very own family. That's the truth. And what happens sometimes, I'm just going to be real with y'all. What happens sometimes, we win at work and we lose at home. So it's a very difficult balance. I want to encourage you to win where it matters the most. I want to encourage you to work harder on your obituary than you do your resume. That's very difficult to do. I was that young executive, that young coach, that young teacher. I was working hard on my resume. I wanted to be a head coach. I wanted to be a principal. I wanted to be an athletic director. And so I was coach of the year, and I was teacher of the year. But I wonder, was I father of the year? I wonder, was I husband of the year? I want to encourage you to continue to work hard for the city of Las Vegas. Do great at your job, but realize you're here so much that unfortunately, Las Vegas gets the best of you, and sometimes your family gets the rest of you. And they deserve better. I'm talking to myself. My daughter just was prom queen. I was speaking in Georgia. And I asked her, I said, you need me to be there? She said, no, Dad, I'm going to see you the pictures. You're good. But sometimes we're so busy providing that we miss the most important years of their life. I want to encourage you to understand your children spell love T-I-M-E. They want to spend time with you. And I know they get on your nerves. I know they do. Yeah. You get on theirs too. Yeah. They telling their friends, I'm so sick of her. I can't wait to get out of this house. I can't wait till I'm grown. She get on my nerves. She in my business, going through my phone, looking at my book bag, telling me I'm so tired of her. She telling her friend Chloe this every day at school. She don't know you at work doing the same thing. I'm so tired of this girl. I'm so sick of her. When I drink this coffee, I may calm down, but whoa, I don't know why we had another child. What were we thinking? But there's nothing like family. Sometimes we take our family for granted. So if you had a report card today, what would be the grade that you would give yourself when it comes to winning at work and winning at home? I don't know about you, but I want to make an A. I don't always make an A. See, here's the problem with this report card. You don't get to grade it. We get to call your husband in here and ask him. We get to call your wife in here and ask her. We get to call your kids and ask them. I don't want you. I came home one time and I said, hey, as if my wife wasn't at work all day either. I said, hey, baby, you thought about dinner? She said, yeah, I did. That's why I got some on the way home. I thought about it, ate it, and I'm good, ready to go to bed. Nah. We take the people closest to us for granted a lot of times. I want to encourage you to make straight A's at work and at home. So when it comes to emotional intelligence, think about this now. What grade would you give yourself? When it comes to social skills, self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, motivation, what would be your grade? Are you motivated to come to work? When it comes to self-awareness, do you realize how you are around other people? Are you a person that's in people's close space? Are you a person that asks around to see how things are going, not only in their personal life but at work? Are you that person that only wants to talk to someone when things are bad? You only want to communicate when things are negative. So what grade would you give yourself when it comes to emotional intelligence? What about communication? I showed you a picture of my family because communication is difficult for us. My son, my daughter, my wife, it's four of us. We have a group text, and I don't know what's wrong with children's phones. They don't like to text back until they need some money. All of a sudden, your phone works really good. I text my son. I say, hey, bro, I'm speaking his language now. Hey, bro, you can't text me back? Crickets, silence. A couple weeks go by, he need gas money. Dad. Dad. Can you put some money in my account? Silence. Communication is the key. I want to encourage you to realize the value of communicating with your team. One thing that we don't do well as a society when it comes to communication is compliment one another or catch people doing good. I told my son the other day, because I'm a good father, I'm not trying to brag, but I told him, I said, son, I just want to tell you you're doing a great job. He said, what'd I do? I said, the way you've been blinking and breathing, just, I'm so proud of you, man. Now, the room's not clean, and the grades are down, and you smell bad, and your bathroom nasty, but, man, the way you've been blinking and breathing, we're so proud of you, man. We was actually hoping that you would try to stop breathing for a little while to see what happens, but no, it's not. But just keep it up, man. You're doing a great job. But no, seriously, communicating is key. And when you text, it's hard to get the tone. So it's better to call. I know you guys know how to use these, but the original use for you millennials in the room, you might not know this. This is probably new information for you. The original use was to call people and talk to them. Some of y'all like, you can do that? He must got an app on his phone. The original use of the phone was to call another person and talk to them. If I had $50 right now, I did have it, but I gambled it away last night. But if I had $50 right now, I bet many of you don't know your spouse's phone number by heart. Many of you don't know your children's phone number. It's in my phone. It's in my phone. If I take your phone, you be like this. What's wrong? I need a bone, need a bone, need a bone, need a bone. Listen, many of us, if we don't have a charger for our phone, we go crazy. We walk around like a zombie. You okay? Need a charger? I'm 7%, 7%, 7%, 7%. Can I borrow your charger? Can I borrow your charger? Can I borrow your charger? Communication is very important. Now, there's levels of inclusion. My cousin, Kathy, talked about this. You know she's my cousin because she spelled her name with an I at the end. Yeah, that's how we do it, right? All right, my daughter's name is Taylor, Tayeelor. Special. What? Got to be extra. People come, is Tayeelor here? Just say Taylor, man. Just say her name. But that's my wife. She did all that. So when it comes to community, connections, when it comes to contributions, contemplation, and being comprehensive, like there are different levels of inclusion. And when I talk about inclusion, it's easy to talk about race. That's easy. It's like a comedian. They're not very funny, so they're going to go right to race because it's so easy to talk about. But when we talk about inclusion, we're talking about the inclusions of different personalities. Different people coming to the table. We can all look alike and be very different. I'm a black man. I don't like everything that all black men like. My name is Willie. I don't like everything that everybody named Willie likes. I'm me. I'm not, you can't put me on a sheet of paper and say, this is who he is. We know who he is because we met him one time. You have to get to know me. And so I want you to understand that you have a very diverse group here. And so with that diversity comes the excellence that everyone brings to the table. And that's why we have to know that there are different levels of inclusion. What about when it comes to employee empowerment? What grade would you give yourself? These things are important because if we don't empower our employees, then they will feel useless, and then they won't give us their very best, going back to being committed, to being kind, and being smart. Now, we're going to go through this real quick. 5 daily habits of high-performing teams. This is what high-performing teams do all the time. And I'm not just talking about sports teams, which I talk to a lot of sports teams. We're scheduled to talk to the University of Florida in August. I've talked to several Division I basketball programs and a lot of teams. So these things work for those teams as well. But I'm talking about your team here in Las Vegas. And so number 1 is results. Daily habits come the way they're supposed to when we realize results matter. Now, I have an auntie, my favorite aunt. She's been trying to lose weight 30 years. She won't weigh herself. I said, auntie, you got to weigh yourself. No, that thing the devil. That thing the devil. Every time I get on, it lies to me. Every time. I'm like, the scale lie? It lies to me every time. I don't know about the scale at your house, but my scale be lying. And so, but if we don't measure it, how do we know we're doing a good job? So there has to be some results. I asked my son, I said, hey, son, how's your grades? Oh, they're good, Dad. Can I see your report card? Dad, you don't need to look at that. Just trust me, they're good. They're good. All right, so results are important. What gets measured gets done. Everyone that works for you or works with you, they need to know how they will be evaluated, and they need to know what's expected from them. We can't write someone up for something they didn't know they were responsible for doing. So evaluations are important, but expectations are also important. And so what are the results? When you watch a sporting event, there's a score, so everyone knows the result. Everyone knows. Unfortunately, sometimes on our job, we only get an evaluation once or twice a year, maybe once a quarter. What happens is we live and die by that evaluation, but the results happen every day. Every single day, results take place. A friend of mine had to get his fingerprints done at the sheriff's office, and one of the employees said, "Are y'all gonna win some games this year? Y'all only won 3 last year." And he's not very smart, doesn't have a tact. He says, "Y'all gonna stop shooting everybody?" All of a sudden, he was in handcuffs. Seriously. Because his mouth got the best of him. But the point that he was trying to make is results matter. Now, in our little community, it wasn't even violent like that. He had been watching a little too much TV because his wife didn't like him, so she made him sit in the living room all the time. But if you understand the value of results, then what you will do is work every day because you want the right result. What gets measured gets done. Number 2, accountability. Who's holding you accountable? Everyone needs an accountability partner. Everyone needs a mentor and a mentee. We need somebody to be a cheerleader for us. You got this, man. You got this, lady. Let's go, baby. I got you. I'm looking out for you. So whatever goals you have in your life. When I left my hotel this morning, I didn't remember how to get here, so I had to put it in my GPS. The GPS, I put my desired destination in the GPS, and I was right here. It brought me right here. So I want to ask you, what's your desired destination in your personal life? What's your desired destination in your professional life? Whatever your desired destination is, you have to have plans to get you there. So what's your GPS? GPS is an acronym, your goal positioning system. Part of setting goals is having accountability. Now, raise your hand if you have a favorite restaurant and you know your order. Raise your hand, all right? All y'all need to raise your hand. Some of y'all look greedy, all right? All right, okay. All right, what's your favorite restaurant?
Sushi.
Sushi, you like sushi? Okay, yeah, you got some money. All right, you like sushi. Okay, where do you get your sushi from?
I love sushi.
I love sushi. That's a great place to get sushi from. I love sushi, okay? What do you get to drink with your sushi? Remember, we're at work. What do you get to drink with your sushi?
Iced tea.
Good answer, my man. Good answer. Your name is Ben? All right, give my man Ben a big hand, guys. Give Ben a big hand. So Ben didn't ask me for an app, a QR code, a menu. He knows exactly what he wants. He wants sushi from I Love Sushi. In case you was wondering what I Love Sushi sells, they sell sushi. And my man Ben gets iced tea and sushi at I Love Sushi. He has a plan for a meal that's not going to last a long time. A plan for a meal. If he has a plan for a meal, shouldn't we have a plan for our life? We should have a detailed plan for our life. He has a detailed plan. He knows exactly what he wants. And if you try to bring him something else, he's going to say, "No, thank you. I want sushi." Well, Ben, why don't you try this? I don't want to try that. I want sushi. Well, how do you know you want sushi? Look at the sign, ma'am. I love sushi. That's why I'm here. And so I want to encourage you to have a plan for your life, a plan for growth in your own workplace. The tough thing is we can't grow and be comfortable. You got to make a choice. Either you're going to be comfortable or you're going to grow. You can't do both. I love my auntie, but she wants to be comfortable and lose weight. It don't work that way. So if you're going to grow in your business, you're going to grow in your personal life, there needs to be some accountability. Somebody needs to be able to call you out. Somebody needs to be able to give you support, provide freedom, share information, provide resources, and be clear. A lot of times, we have all these great things to say, but we're not clear. We're trying to prove how smart we are, and no one understands what we're talking about. It's important to be clear. I spoke to a non-English speaking school the other day. I had an interpreter. I had to have an interpreter because I'm not fluent enough in Spanish. When I speak, I sort of sign language. I know a little bit of sign language, but I don't know enough to be able to do sign language the entire time I'm speaking, so I had someone there that was doing sign language for me. I want to encourage you to understand we have to send a clear message, all right? Here's the problems or cause when we have a lack of accountability. Low quality work, decreased productivity, high turnover, as we talked about earlier, disengaged employees, and low morale. If we don't have accountability, these things happen. Accountability doesn't mean you're trying to, you need to do better. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's not what accountability is. Accountability is letting people know I got your back. If you study NBA teams who won championships in the last 11 years, every team that won the championship except one had more physical touches than anyone else in the league. What that means is more high fives, more pats on the bottom, more chest bumps. They calculated this. That's accountability. That's saying I got you. I'm here for you. You missed a shot, I have your back. Accountability is important. Number 3, commitment. We talked about this earlier. Here are some levels of commitment. Now, we start at the bottom and we're non-committal. And what happens is that means I'm not going to do it. All right? You could call that one Kenneth Spears if you would like. That's my son. I said, KD, his name is Kenneth Day, we call him KD. KD, you need to get that trash. When my dad was a little boy and my grandmother would say, take out the trash, my dad jumped up. I'm talking about quick. My generation, we got up, a little reluctant, mumbled on our breath. Man, why I gotta take out the trash? Man, he right there, man. The garbage don't even run till tomorrow. What's the big deal? What you say, boy? Nah, I ain't say nothing. You know I didn't talk back to his face because I still have my smile. That's how you know. But this younger generation, they got 50 questions. He needs to know why he needs to take the trash out. Dad, can I finish the game? No, boy, take out the trash. But Dad, we're almost finished. Until you get a Fortnite scholarship, put the controller down. So took a Fortnite, Call of Duty. I told my wife, listen, we should have just went to sleep. So I would not do it. The next one is complaining. Why should I do it? The next one is compliance. I guess if I have to go to the meeting, I'll go. But we want everybody to be committed, saying, I'm going to do it. Why? You don't need to know why. I'm a part of this team. What's best for the team is that I do my job. I'm going to do that. Conflict. Now, this one is tough. No one likes to talk about conflict. They don't teach it in school. They don't teach it in churches. Conflict is part of life. You're going to have conflict. Everyone's going to have conflict. I have roommates. I had over 20-something roommates in my life. All right, not because I'm a bad roommate. I've had these crazy jobs, but they give you a roommate. And you're going to have conflict with whoever you're dealing with. But how do you deal with conflict? I'm going to give you these 5 ways to deal with conflict. And since we're in Vegas, we're going to use some music artists. Now, Luke Bryan, country music singer, he has this song. Wait a minute. You okay, ma'am? You got excited when I said Luke Bryan. He's not coming. She was like, oh, Luke Bryan. No, ma'am. She thought I was Oprah. And there's Luke Bryan. No, it's a slide, ma'am. I got this off the internet. He's not coming. He's not coming today. All right, he don't have a residency here. Not this week. Okay. He has a song called Most People Are Good. When you have conflict with someone, just realize that most people are good. Even though they're being a knucklehead, it's some good inside of them. It's good inside of all of us. Again, my son, I'm searching. It's in there, though. I know it's some good in there. It's hard to see sometimes, but most people are good. The number 2 is Taylor Swift. When it comes to conflict, I want to encourage you to shake it off. Like, be a bigger person. Let's shake it off. Don't let it bother you. My man over there dancing. Shake it off. Shake it off. He getting excited. All right, we couldn't afford her, so she definitely not coming. All right. When it comes to conflict, shake it off sometimes. Back in the 90s, Monica had a song called Don't Take It Personal. Whenever you have conflict, it's not personal. Your boss did not get together and say, hey, let's make her life miserable. I got a great idea. Come here. No one's doing that to you. All right? Don't take it personal. The next one is Elvis Presley. I saw him yesterday. I thought he was dead. Man, I was so excited. I'm like, bro, he ain't dead. I called my boy. I said, hey, man, I saw Elvis. I think Tupac and Biggie here too, man, but I ain't seen them yet. Yeah, man, I saw Mickey Mouse too. I knew he was all right. I knew he was here. But listen, Elvis here. Yeah, he got a better tan than for real. He kind of look Hispanic. But anyway, I saw him, and he put on a little weight. He been eating good, but listen to me. I got a picture with Elvis, man. My mama gonna be so proud. I made it. So Elvis had this song called Don't Be Cruel. When it comes to conflict, there's no need to be cruel. There's no need to name call. There's no need to get personal. You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to be passive. You just be assertive. Say what you mean what you say. Everyone's not gonna like it, but you don't have to be cruel. You don't have to be mean. And then the last one, Kendrick Lamar, he has a song called Sit Down, Be Humble. You don't always have to be right. You don't always have to make your point. Sometimes it's take the L. In your personal life, you want to be married a long time, especially if you're a man, you better learn to take the L. Yeah, I won an argument with my wife one time. That couch comfortable, bro. It's comfortable. So it's important to understand conflict is natural. We have to know ways to resolve conflict in a healthy manner. Now, if we had time, we'll go through this. Is that number a 6 or a 9? Is it a 6 or is it a 9? It depends on who you ask. My perspective is different from your perspective. We can look at the same exact thing and see it differently. We can look at the same exact situation and see it differently. When COVID was going around, someone told me that COVID wasn't real. I said, okay. Well, my cousin passed away 2 weeks ago from COVID. So COVID may not be real to you, but it's real to me. We can look at the same situation and see it totally different. So learn to respect other people's perspective. Raise your hand if you have a dog. You got a dog? Okay, you got a dog. What's your dog's name?
Lieben. She's a German Shepherd.
Lieben.
Means to love in German.
Gotcha. She sounds spoiled. All right, Lieben, okay. What's your dog name?
Pearl, Opal, Ruby.
Three. Pearl, Opal, Ruby. Wow. Gemstones. It sound like he said that to his children. Pearl, Opal, Ruby. If you hurry up and be quiet, I can FaceTime them. All right. So imagine these two bougie dogs are walking through the mud. So they can go through the same mud puddle and because of their size have a different experience. I can ask one of them and say, what's going on out there? It's not very deep. Went to my knees. I guess the other one almost died. Almost died. Went up to my nose. Same exact mud puddle, same exact pothole, but because of their personal experiences in life, they look at things totally different. So learn to respect other people's opinion, even if you don't get it or don't understand. All right, and number 5, trust. It's important that we trust one another. When it comes to trust, we have to value long-term relationships, have to be honest, we have to honor our commitments. Like, be an adult, grow up. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. If you mess up, fess up. That's what grown folks do. Kids lie, immature people lie. It wasn't my fault, it wasn't me. No, it was you. You're not perfect, we know you're gonna mess up. The sooner you're honest, we can move on and make the best of the situation. Admit when you're wrong, as I said, communicate effectively, be vulnerable. That's tough. Everybody wants to be so tough. I tell you, when my daughter, my son was sick, I was very vulnerable. I wasn't put on a mask like everything was okay. I didn't know what was gonna happen to my babies, so everything was not okay. But I didn't go to work and not do my job. When I was at work, I was at work. I was present, I was all in. If you're going through tragedy in your life and you show up to work, you need to work. If you're not ready to work, just don't show up yet. We understand that. Everyone goes through something in life. That's life. Everyone goes through something in life. My grandparents have passed away. My mother passed away. Like, that's life. And so things happen. But don't bring that to work and not do your job, because that hurts all of us. Get yourself together. Go through what you're going through. And when you're ready, come back and be all in when you get here. Show people that you care. I often say, if you care, you prepare. Don't wing it. Your job is too important to wing it. Know the safety precautions. Know your manual. Know what you're supposed to do. When you care, you prepare. And then stand up for what's right and be transparent. Now, it's an old slogan from back in the day before y'all stole them from Oakland, but they still say it. All right? They say, just win, baby. So as I close, I want to tell you, just win. Like, as the city of Las Vegas, keep winning. Win every day. Win with customers, win in the police force, win with maintenance, win in the parks and rec, in every area. Let's just win, baby. Every single day, let's just win. When one part suffer, all parts suffer. So if you guys are not doing good, it hurts all of us. But we just need to win every single day. That needs to be the way you think about it. Just win, baby. That needs to be your way of thinking. Just win. And you can win. Now, I don't know if the Aces are going to win this year or not. I don't know if your hockey team's going to win this year again. I don't know. I know they got rid of the goalie and everybody was mad. I don't know what they were thinking about that. But I just don't know. But I do know this. You are in control if you win or lose. You're in control of that every single day. All right? Now, this is my family again. My son did something different to his hair that time. This past Easter. And I'm smiling, but I'm really not smiling. That's for the picture. Look at my son. He look constipated, don't he? Yeah, that's him. Yeah. As I told you before, I want to encourage you to win at home. That group I just showed you, that's the most important group. I speak all over the country. I spent 20 years in education. I worked for Disney, worked for a lot of top companies, and I gave them my best often. And sometime I went home, I gave the rest to my family. Shame on me. I want to encourage you to win at home. I have a podcast called Win at Home. I've written 2 books about winning at home, not because I've got it together, but because I've made so many mistakes. I want to help other people. What will be your grade at work? What will be your grade at home? I want to encourage you to win where it matters the most. When I leave this earth, my obituary is going to say survived by, and it's going to mention their names. Jamie Foxx is sick right now. He had a stroke. He was filming a movie. He's in a hospital. Less than 24 hours before they put him in a hospital, they found a stunt double to finish the movie. I hate to tell you this. The job's going to go on without you. They'll find somebody to replace you. And your family portrait, you can't be replaced. So I want to encourage you to win where it matters the most. Those are two of the books. Here's some other books that I've written. You're welcome to go to our website, williespears.com. Check those out. We normally have a merch table. We weren't able to do that this time. But I want to tell you guys it's been awesome. Thank you so much. I'm having a great time in Las Vegas.